The Hansons can coach the marathon like no one else. I mean, I feel more prepared for this than I have for any other race, I think, in my life.
They've proven themselves as coaches in the marathon, and they have a great big team with a lot of great guys that I get to run with every day.
It's hard to kind of state how much I think they do for us. I mean, I would be in Michigan right now training in snow and not the Florida sun if it weren't for them.
They literally give me a roof over my head.
The Hansons provide housing for all of us. I live in an apartment, actually above one of the Hansons stores.
I work in the stores, and so, you know, we kind of got the coach, agent, even boss.
Nancy, Kevin's wife, like all the details she does for like flights and hotels, and Keith like booking the homes. I think they take care of a lot of maybe like smaller things that we don't have to think of, which relieves like pressure for us to be able to focus on like running.
They've entered me in every race that I've done and always are willing to work with me if I want to change something, or they just know when I'm ready to take it to the next level.
I think the reason why I chose Hansons is because when I spoke to Kevin and Keith, I could tell that they were super passionate about the program because they started it. I could see that they really valued the fact that they built it from like the ground up. And I think like how they look at their athletes as just like more than athletes, like they care about our personal lives and they like to be able to foster the other interests that we have.
We started in 1999. We call ourselves the Original Distance Project because we did to begin with. We were the only ones out there doing it at that time. And now there's others that have come along, although those others are people that are kind of family. You know, NAZ was started with Ben Rosario, who was a member here. OAC was started with Dathan, who was a member here. Danny Mackey ran for us before. And so like we were the Original Distance Project.
We believe we have a stronger tie with the community because we also have running stores in the Detroit metro area. All of our customers in our running stores get excited to hear about and follow the sport of running because of our athletes.
We had a little going away party before we left, and it was awesome. We had about 150 people there. They all were given these shirts. Parents, family, friends, grandparents, everybody that's coming will have one of these shirts, plus all of theirs are printed on the back that say Team Blaney, Team Panning, Team for each individual athlete. So they've all been given their sizes. We've given out so far about 330 of them.
You know, a ton of people that I'm grateful to have and grateful to have people that understand what I'm doing and want to help me get the most out of myself. And that includes my teammates, my coaches, and Brooks as well.
We're fortunate because they've been able to help design some of the elite racing wear, and now they have the Hyperion Elite 4s coming out, and our athletes have loved the Hyperion Elite 4s. They were heavily involved in feedback to help design those shoes.
We had input from the very beginning, and that feels really special too, to know that the brand wants you in the best footwear possible.
It's a lot more work than we necessarily see, but it's really cool to be able to have that input and at the end of the day feel really confident in the product that we'll be racing in on race day.
It makes me super proud to toe the line in the shoes, being such a big part of the process that got us to the shoe, and we'll do our best to make sure that they look good out there on February 3rd.
I think the coaches really love the challenge of providing as much support as they possibly can. So, our last 20 miler, the coaches had to deal with, the men and the women's groups being pretty separated, and then like the women's groups being separated from each other, and they're trying to get water to everybody at the right time, but there are 4 different water stops. Have to collect the bottles when we throw them to the side. But they never complain about it because they love it, because they have so much energy. And that's just kind of their MO, right? They always want to do the absolute most to support the team.
These are everybody's 4 bottles, so they will change sometimes what's in each bottle. So I have them set up by, each station's different, so male and females are in different bags just so I can keep track. But this place nobody knows about. I think part of it's because it's further away, but it's like, it is The footing is just like this the entire way that you're looking at, and it's an ideal situation for us because the people are very nice. The woman that works during the week at the booth, she's like, she's been retired. She comes out here sometimes with her grandkids, so on and so forth. She's planning to come to the trials to watch, to cheer us on. So, yeah, I gave her a shirt. She's ready to go. Sorry. Yeah, they're all qualified for the Olympic trials, and they're February 3rd in Orlando. So we're just getting ready for them, just training for the Olympic marathon trials. So, yeah. Yeah, thanks. The one thing logistically here, you'll start to see, like, it's the fastest 20 miler ever because you're doing this and then dropping off this and then doing this, and so it's always, they have to learn to carry the bottles with them and sip. We try to get roughly 10 ounces in, but we want them to take about a mile to do so. Flawless. A little bit of a concern now. This is going to be about a 15-point turn because these roads are pretty narrow, and I'm not willing to go into any of that soft stuff. A lot of these four-wheelers, I think people will probably be excited to pull me out. There we go, we made it. We don't have to do that again. We're heading back now. So I've never gotten stuck out here, but I could definitely see it happen. I try to look for dry spots, but to be honest with you, today would probably be the day that I'm capable of it because it's wetter today than it normally is when we're out here. So
most of them, since they were middle school or at least high school, most of them middle school, dream someday they would be at this level where they could go out and run against the best people in our country for a chance to represent our country at the Olympic Games. And I think that's what they have to remind themselves of, that because what they do every day is hard, and to get you to that level, you recognize what your dream really was. It also is a way to control those race day nerves, is to say, hey, this is where I wanted to be today. It's like, I did everything to get here, so really want them to go out and embrace the day, enjoy the day, and leave knowing that they ran at the best level they could run at, because that's all you can do on any given day. You run your best.
I just feel their love, and I know that they want this as bad for me as I want it for myself. So it makes it so much easier to go to dark places during a marathon and in training. So that support system just makes those last 4 miles of the marathon have a little more meaning to them.